We are on North 3rd Street in Harrisburg at the Capital Bartending School. We're right across from the old polyclinic, and we're in a sort of sleepy part of town in an older building, and you walk in and suddenly you're met with this amazing modern space. Tell me about what you've done to renovate the building.
Well, it used to be the Aurora Club, and when we first moved in here, it had that wonderful doctor's green, aesthetically pleasing, tropical look to it with a sink in every corner. And we literally had a fire we were originally down on 2nd Street for 2 years. We're on the corner of State and 2nd Street where the new bank is now. And we had a fire. And the school collapsed, and I lost everything in the first 2 years of business. Yep. And then I had a local developer actually help me out. He got me in this building, got everything up and running in about 3 weeks. So we had the place completely gutted and rebuilt in 3 weeks.
It's incredible. We're gonna take a walk, and we're gonna see all the different aspects of this building.
Okay.
But it is amazing to me the transformation. So why is there a need for a bartending school in Harrisburg?
Do you want a good drink or not? Would you like good service? Someone who knows when to cut someone off, responsible individual. The consistency of all of it.
So do bartenders have to be licensed and certified? I mean, I don't know the process.
In some states, yes. Here in Pennsylvania, unfortunately, no. So literally anybody can jump behind the bar. But we literally fast track you to make you bar ready in 40-hour program. And that's bar ready as far as, your basic, starting out as kind of the low-strung bartender. Now, we do have people who excel at it. One of my students who was actually here yesterday helping me put everything together, she just got a job at the Trump Tower, 1 Central Park West in New York City, and she just graduated my program in February. So she's moving to New York next week to do that. She's a local Harrisburg resident here who's moving there.
That's great. So only 40 hours, that's all it takes, and you can be prepared to work in the finest establishments in the country.
Well, we do, Hershey hires directly from us. We get people right into places like the Circular, Red Lobsters. It seems that the people who usually have an issue with us don't have the greatest bartenders to start out with, unfortunately. So it's usually our local bars who say, well, we don't, we need them to have experience, but, we deal with about 750 employers now in about, 55-mile radius between Harrisburg, Lancaster, York, Chambersburg. We staff as far as State College, so.
Yeah, that's great. And so if I'm out there watching this and thinking about a career, there's great demand for a qualified bartender?
Yes. Sometimes we can't keep up. There's certain parts of the year where people are opening their decks where we just can't keep up. So it's kind of like wait in line, and we'll list a job and have a student come back to us and say, I have 5 job opportunities. Which one do I want? And we tend not to give advice on that because every bar has a different type of character that's going to be a good fit. And I think people should decide that for themselves.
Okay, wonderful. So we're here in the front hallway, and I understand we have the Hall of Fame. So, what are these photos?
These photos are just different photos from different people that we've had come through, and we've kind of doctored them up so to make them look a little bit prettier. We actually have also, we help the veterans out, so we do, things with the veterans. So we do a lot of advertising with the VFW and things like that. So Operation Backpack are things we've done to be, obviously give back.
Will I learn to juggle flaming bottles of something?
Absolutely not.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure if that was certified training.
No. We have a lot of people. We have one of our graduates who actually is now second in the world as far as flair bartending goes. He flips bottles. He came through here in 2007, and that's something that takes a lot of. We give you the groundwork, and if you want to build on that knowledge, there's so many tools out there, and now we're going into our advanced program to help people get to that next level as far as cocktail creation goes. So you'll see some pretty crazy things today.
Okay, that's great. So if I'm arriving here for my first session, do I come up here and go through into
you meet with one of our admissions counselors just to make sure that you have a good understanding of what it means to be a bartender. We certainly don't want you to think you're going to make $1,000 a night and you don't have to work for it. Bartending is hard work. It takes a certain type of individual with a decent personality. So we make sure that everybody knows what they're getting into before they decide to enroll.
So looks like a full bar.
It is,
except
actually.
Right away, it seems incredibly well organized, right?
It is extremely well organized, and organization is the key to speed. The more disorganized you are, the more you spend time finding things. So we teach organization as well as time management skills, how to make sure that people understand their proper ratios in drink preparations. We make sure that you know all the classic drinks and the basics, and some of the new shots and shooters that are coming out. We give you the theory behind making a particular type of drink. So when we teach you, for example, a margarita, most people can kind of get a rough idea of what a margarita is. We teach you the 3 ways to prepare it. And then, of course, we teach you the basic recipe. And then basically, there's millions, about 450 different types of tequila you can use. You might only have access to 5 of them, so you can interchange your tequila in that particular same recipe. So understanding the fundamentals of a margarita allows you to make anything you can, as long as you have the proper ingredients for it.
So in each and every class, how many people do you train at one time?
Well, we never teach more than 10, simply because we want everybody to leave here as a good bartender, and we will not pair up more than 2 people per station. So usually we have someone who's in the bartender role, someone who's on the supportive/customer role on the other side. We do a lot of role playing. We have a full computer system, so we make sure that we train them on the POS system as well.
You have the flat screens creating the ambiance and the atmosphere, the fireplace.
We teach them to ignore the television. So many new bartenders tend to stare at TVs and get lost in their job, and then before you know it, there's too many customers, and they've kind of let the bar run away on them.
There's almost sensory overload in this. There's so much going on in here, so it'd be a challenge to really focus and be consistent time and time again.
There is a lot going on in here, but believe it or not, when you're working a Friday night and you have 50 people in your face that are all thirsty at the same time, this is nothing compared to the sensory overload they're going to get there. So this is pretty good. This works.
All right, so where do we go next?
This way. All right. So this is our little student area. Put their coats, give them a refrigerator, microwave, kind of a little place to hang out. So we're going to go in here. This is our advanced room.
Wow.
So, yes. Yeah. And this is where we're going to be teaching people drink creation. We're going to be, inventing new drinks, teaching different new methods that typically people have not thought of before.
Is this a different course, or is this the second half of the original?
This is the second half of the course. This is once you've been out there for a little bit, and you kind of get bored with the basics, and you want to say, what can we do to get creative? Okay. So this is using all types of different, different methods, different ingredients. You'll see some of them today. We also are going to be doing some fun classes for people who are, curious about a particular type of drink. So right now on our website we have a Margarita Madness class that's going to teach everybody about the different things about margaritas, and also a Sunday Bloody Sunday, which is about the Bloody Mary. So we're going to have people come in here and learn about the history of a Bloody Mary, the different combinations that have gone on through time, and that's not only for the experienced bartender, but for maybe someone who really enjoys Bloody Marys and says, well, how can I make these delicious Bloody Marys at home?
Oh, that's great. So there's sort of like one-day workshops for individuals, too. It's not just for the professional bartender.
So like a little 3-hour workshop where they can learn something and, have a good time doing it.
So are you going to teach me how to make some non-alcoholic beverages by chance?
Why not?
Okay.
So for this particular recipe, I want you to take 6 of those pieces of watermelon and drop them right inside.
1, 2.
So take it to the bottom there and smash up those 6 pieces for me, just a little bit. First one we're doing is our lavender syrup. It's the purple looking one. And we're gonna do 1.5 ounces. Fill that all the way to the top. From the jigger into the shaker, half ounce of fresh lemon juice. I've got a frozen piece of watermelon, so you can drop that in. We're gonna use that to shake up, so it's gonna make it cold.
Rock solid on that, okay. Yep.
There you go.
So here's your straining tool. We have your glass. It's already pre-garnished with some lavender syrup and some lavender sugar and another very pretty piece of watermelon cut into a heart shape. We want to save some room for some club soda, so maybe a little more. This is designed as a non-alcoholic drink, so all we're going to do is top it off with some club soda for the fizz part. There it is.
Sweet, strong. I can taste the lavender, which is really nice, because I don't normally drink lavender. So that's neat. It smells lovely.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Perfect for this time of year.
So I noticed you have a Latin motto for the Capital Bartending School, and I used to teach Latin.
You did?
So I actually know what it means, which means that you are ready for everything.
Yep. I think, a good drink hits all your senses. It's aroma, it's the way it smells, it's the way it makes you feel, it's, the way it tastes, the way it looks. So I think all of those are equally important.
Well, the ambiance is very nice, and the drink is beautiful, and it just looks
Thank
wonderful.
you.
So that's the sort of thing that you will teach. These secrets can be revealed,
Yes.
but only in the advanced
Correct.
seminars.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to have different modules. If you're interested in learning how to prepare different sugars and syrups, we'll have a class on sugars and syrups. We'll have a class on infusions. We even have a class on preparing bitters. So you'll learn the different ways that we make bitters.
Capital Bartending School, a major investment in the city of Harrisburg, a wonderful renovation job. We plan to train certainly hundreds and hundreds of bartenders over the course of the next year, giving them experiences that they can only receive here and that they can take to all the finest bars in the whole country and world. And before we cut the ribbon, would you like to say anything to the audience watching?
Yes, I want to say, I want to thank my staff and the HIV renovators who did the project. You did a really good job on it. Yeah, very good job. And come on down, have a fun class, and maybe you'll want to take more. Most people do.
And what's the website? What's the website address?
www.capitalbartendingschool.com.
Capitalbartendingschool.com.
Yeah,
You can
and
find
it's
out
under-
about the one-day
It's
classes.
under Bar
and
Chef,
the-
and you'll
and the
see a little
lectures.
link that takes you right to classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I promise you'll have fun, and you'll learn a lot, and you'll get great experience, which is terrific. You've created a wonderful vibe here.
Okay, thank you.
And you're going to cut this with me together.
Okay.
And I think instead
That
of
is
the countdown,
one
I know.
scary scissor.
Here, if you would take the top, I'll hold the bottom. And
Okay.
you're going to press down
Thank
when we're ready.
Okay.
And instead of counting down, how about we go with in omnia paratus,
Okay.
and then almost like a spell. Are you
Yeah,
ready?
there you go. Yeah, let's
Does
do
that
it.
sound good?
All right.
You all chant in omnia paratus with us?
Okay.
And then we'll cut the ribbon. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
In